All that hype, all that controversy, Yasuke this, historical protagonist that, and what we get? Nothing. This game is a whole lot of nothing. What an embarrassment. All this talk, all these videos, for what felt like 2 years worth of YouTube mainstream talking about this, and the game is a pile of crap. It isn't even worth talking about. Like, it's not good. It's not a good game. Don't listen to the mainstream. Heck, don't even listen to the detractors. Here's the barometer test if you're on the fence about buying it. Do you like Ubisoft Slop games? Do you like massive maps that go on forever but are all the same thing? Do you like meaningless grinds of 800 hours to 100% the game? Do you like paying 10 real-life dollars to reveal the locations of collectibles on the map? Or how about pay-to-win armor and weapons? Do you like awful gotcha leveling mechanics in your $70 single-player games? If yes, then you already play Ubisoft games, and you won't have any trouble with this. You know, for a minute there, before this game dropped, I had a little spark of hope that, you know what? Maybe there's a chance this game is good. Maybe, just maybe, this game is a really satisfying experience. It's not. The story is crap. The gameplay is crap. The voice acting is crap. The cutscenes want to be a movie more than a game. The combat is crap once you realize you could have skill playing it, but it's tied to a garbage gotcha leveling system. Assassin's Creed Shadows is a clunky, janky disaster. But first, a word from today's sponsor. But that's gonna be hard to do because there is no sponsor. On this channel, we take no outside sponsorships. If you want to support the channel, try our Wizard's Brew Organic Matcha. All the energy without the jitters. Get yours today at fakewizard.com, and if not, that's cool too. The content here remains free. Welcome to The Pondering. I am the real-life Fake Wizard. If this video brings you any value at all, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, where we're posting new videos nearly every day. You know, a lot of review videos are going to talk about the significance of Yasuke, as many have over these many months of coverage. We'll get to that. I want to start this off by saying that the mainstream media spin on this one, just like with Captain America Brave New World, just like with Snow White, just like with Veilguard, just like with The Acolyte, just like with literally anything that is mediocre at best, but toes that stupid-ass ideology line, is absolutely nauseating. It is disgusting. Every single influencer and journalist that I see covering Shadows saying it's a return to form and giving it stellar reviews. This game is objectively bad. They are lying to your face. And I hope, if you haven't woken up yet to how corrupt the access media is, allow me to break the ice. Journalists and critics' jobs are not to tell you the truth. They are there to sell. That's the way it is now. It is sickening. So let's set the stage. I have played Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and almost half of Black Flag. I stopped after Unity because it wasn't very good on launch and I didn't have a good time. And I hadn't come back until now. I know the game has changed quite a bit since I played the originals. I know that it's much more of an action RPG now than an Assassin's Creed game, and I know this is Ubisoft's last hurrah before the company collapses. The first 3 hours of this game is poorly voice acted, long-winded cutscenes. There's not a lot of action. We start off the game with Yasuke, and I came into this with a legitimately open mind. I was very hopeful that this could turn out to be good. And in that thought, I took the phrase historical protagonist that they kept throwing around in the marketing and associated it with realism. Just like with the first few games I played, there was a lot of real threat. You can get your ass kicked if you weren't paying attention. And so, after watching the first season of the Yasuke show, we finally get into the gameplay. The guy is a superhero freight train that mows down enemies like they insulted his girl coming out of the club. He can falcon kick guys across long distances like he's getting ready to join Super Smash Brothers. In the game, Oda Nobunaga actually describes Yasuke as a one-man army to his face. And so now, if you're aware of the controversies at all, if you're aware of the history at all, you can't take the game seriously. The realism factor is gone. The historical premise is gone. The writers have decided that they're going to make him into a Superman that diminishes any immersion you had going into this. we're off to a very bad start. And not too long after this, the game switches to Naoe. Further, I haven't played as Yasuke again since the opening, and we sank almost 10 hours into this game on stream. And we're playing on canon mode, which means they wanted their Superman Yasuke, but then reduced his role in the game after all the backlash. Which shows me that the decision makers at Ubisoft are not only pandering ideologues, they're also spineless cowards. If all the pushback of this game's release date were because they were reducing Yasuke's role in the game, then I would have preferred that they left the original game untouched and deliver a better game worth playing at all, and that was something of a semblance worth your money. Naoe's story begins with an even longer introduction. It is a walking simulator cutscene experience. You walk a little bit, you get a cutscene. That's 8 minutes long. Walk a little bit more, 6-minute cutscene for you. And if you skip any of these cutscenes, you will not know what's going on. For example, have you ever heard of Critical Role? The people who play Dungeons & Dragons live plays here on YouTube and Twitch? Yeah, so I can't watch that or listen to it because if you miss a little bit of information, get distracted for any reason at all, you miss a lot, and it becomes very hard to catch up. Same thing here. They give you these long, boring cutscenes, and if you skip them, you started talking to one person, the cutscene ends, and you're in front of more people that you don't know, and because the game is so boring, you just don't really care. The English voice acting in this game is embarrassing. There are thousands of voice actors all over the world who are looking to break into the business. These are people who are willing to work for very little. These are people who have actual talent and just need a chance to show the world what they're made of. And Ubisoft Slop settled on the most artificial intelligence sounding voiceover stool sample audio that sounds as if whoever is reading it is reading line by line, disconnected entirely from the conversation. And that's not just the NPCs. Yasuke and Naoe both sound like their voice actor is Skynet. Okay, and so Naoe's story is told to us like a French film, in that it's not being told as an Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Her story kicks off and flows right into combat. Combat where she must protect a sacred Assassin's Creed box because her town is being sacked. And while protecting this box, she is ambushed and smashed in the head with a Konobo. By rights, she should be dead. 100% dead. Getting hit in the face with a Konobo can explode your skull. She's rescued by her dad, Papa Assassin, and her dad's been shot with an arrow. Both of these assassins have gotten beaten pretty bad. But Naoe uses the magical power of Script Says So to muscle her way back to the town that has been sacked, where she fails again to retrieve the box, getting shot with a bullet this time. And as she's bleeding out, her father summons the power of Script Says So to superpower his own return after passing out from his injuries. And as our two assassins find themselves here, the bad guy boss faction reveals themselves like a bunch of Power Rangers that switch sides. Surprise! These are the guys you'll be hunting for 800 hours. Lock it in, yay! With both Naoe and her father defeated and ready to be eliminated as they've been beaten, the Power Rangers have a change of heart and leave them to bleed out instead of kill them. Yeah, because that's convenient, isn't it, writers? I see what you did. I see you. Now, the game spends little time with the father figure, but Ubisoft really wants you to be emotionally connected to both Naoe and the father at this point, because they tell you, not because they give you a reason to care. We don't really spend much time with them at all. He does die, at least to my knowledge, and they make it a big deal. It's this big sacrifice thing. Except, again, you feel nothing because the game didn't give you a reason to care. But don't worry, because you'll get flashback cutscenes of them all the livelong day that take us back to all the moments of training Naoe had with Papa Assassin. This is the French film thing. You told us he's dead in the opening of the game. Why would I care about all this lovey-dovey family father-daughter stuff later on? Why would I get attached to this guy as if he's got more to do? He's dead. I'm taking the time to point this out extensively because, well, you remember Assassin's Creed 2? You remember that?
Hey, Remember Ghostbusters? Oh, I remember.
That game really spent time with Ezio, and you got to meet his family and hang out with them. They had personality, and it was devastating when they got killed. You weren't expecting it. You liked all of them. It hurt you. Contrast that with this game, and wow, this had none of the impact or importance that was in that game. Assassin's Creed Shadows is stale. It's empty. It's hollow. It's more corporate slop product from creatives, executives, and writers that don't have it in them to make good games anymore. Assassin's Creed Shadows makes you want to play other games. The mechanics and gameplay in this are so janky, so unreliable, and so slow that you want to play something else that is smoother and more optimized. On stream, I noted that these features were almost all better in the Batman Arkham games. And then later, I realized what I really wanted to be playing instead was Middle-earth's Shadows of Mordor. That game was great. R.I.P. Monolith. Now give us back the Nemesis system. And the reason for that is it had all the combat features that this game has, but significantly better. In Middle-earth, you can get good at the game and win. You could, in theory, beat the entire game without ever really upgrading your stats or gear. It makes it much harder, yes, but it's possible. In Shadows here, stats matter more than skill. You could be great at Assassin's Creed Shadows. You could be great with the Assassin's Creed combat mechanics. But in this game, if you're underleveled and you haven't min-maxed your gear, the enemies can crush you. It's similar to Fallout 76 or like World of Warcraft. Heck, that's it. It's an MMO. The original games didn't have this. The enemies got better through progression, yes, but so did you. In this game, you could be level 5, and that means you cannot assassinate a guard that's level 6. I thought this was called Assassin's Creed, where you played as an assassin. Nah, this is Assassin's Creed in name only. But don't worry, you guys. If you're having a hard time with combat, just bust out your mom's credit card and pick up some pay-to-win gear that'll give you the competitive edge. Wow, now this really is like Middle-earth's Shadow of War. I didn't know they started adding these pay-to-win items like this. For a company that desperately needs to win the favor of the public, who made this decision? This is an awful look and terrible choice under the circumstances. You can pay 10 real-life dollars to have the entire map of collectibles revealed. $10 in an already $70 costing single-player game. This company deserves collapse on this premise alone. Now, if you were really enjoying the game and it was worth your while, you spend your money how you like. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am going to advise against it because this game is riddled with awful, unreliable gameplay. I love wasting my time trying to run up a wall and the game says, no, you are jumping onto a barrel and revealing yourself to the entire compound. I'm trying to climb up to the top of this pirate ship. Game says, no, you leap backwards into the water. Are you kidding me? And again. This is the clunkiest game I've played. Are you? What the f? Again? Again! The controls are so unreliable that actually playing this game is more annoying than it is fun. I said at the top of this video that the game is bad. I wasn't being hyperbolic. And it also suffers from the same level design nonsense similar to Star Wars Outlaws that we saw. When you're on a mission, you can see an indicator on the HUD of where you need to go. The game is open world, isn't it? Wrong. You must take the path that the developers have laid out for you. Otherwise, you come face to face with brush that consumes the entire screen, or you bump into the Abstergo glitch walls. All of which, again, ruin any kind of immersion you had with this game. You know, I'm actually very annoyed with this one. This game has been paraded around as being a big deal for such a long time. Many of us have lost hours and hours participating in conversation online about it. All of those hours, all of those days tweeting and watching videos have led to this. It's a nothing burger video game that is the same Ubisoft-style slop fest with a fresh coat of yellow paint. Imagine how many hours were lost talking about this, discussing Yasuke and complaining online. It's like, yeah, this plus Snow White, back to back, in the same week. I'm losing it, man. But for real, we are so concerned with mediocrity that we're not using that time to go out and make something for ourselves. My friends, if you've seen me before, or if this is your first time here, please go out and make things. Learn the skills necessary to be creative. Pursue the aspirations you have, whether they be in entertainment or not at all. Get off your ass, get off your phone, get off the internet. And if you can't get off your ass for one reason or another, it doesn't matter. If you're still breathing, then that means there's still time to get to work and make your life a little bit better today than it was yesterday. We've lost years talking about the downfall of entertainment in movies and games. And oh, all our heroes are dead. Well, yeah. Did you learn anything from them when you had them? Maybe it's time for all of us to start acting like all the heroes we idolized, instead of giving Ubisoft even an ounce of air to breathe. Apathy, my friends. Apathy is death. Show these bastard companies nothing but the apathy they deserve and turn that attention that you would have wasted talking about them back to making your life worthwhile. That's how we win. I'll leave you with this. Yasuke was supposed to be the first historical protagonist for Assassin's Creed. Okay, let's do a thought exercise with that. Let's pretend that you lived Yasuke's life. You experienced feudal Japan as a samurai. Cool. The history alleges that Yasuke ended up marrying one of Nobunaga's daughters. Okay, and about 500 years pass, you've died, and some storytellers come along and try to tell your story. And they make you into this Superman hero. And the storytellers then alter the story a bit and make it so that you engage in many sexual relationships, including one with a non-binary individual who seems rather masculine. Though, we don't know if you yourself were ever a homosexual. Think of the optics of that. The writers took a story, paraded it around as if it was historical fact, and then turned that guy's story into a virtue-signaling romance. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird, no? Like, if you yourself were gay or straight, doesn't matter. Imagine 500 years after your death, storytellers spun stories about you being the opposite of what you were. It's a little odd, yes or yes? And none of it was necessary. You didn't need to have a romance for Yasuke. Apparently, his real-life marriage was never confirmed true or not. It would have been better and more honorable to not address it at all, just out of respect for the man's legacy. But whether he was gay or straight, we don't know. Bold of you to assume, Ubisoft, that you can rewrite history. They cut the dude's runtime out of the game, but left all of the romances in, and they shouldn't have had any. Anyway, my friends, this game is garbage. Please don't waste your money on it. Maybe pick up Yasuke Simulator instead. It's only $3.99. Get the real Yasuke experience. And until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and for the love of God, cancel Disney+. This game is rough. Bye-bye. Okay, that's it.